Padel came to me at a point in my life where I think I really needed it, without trying to sound like a Pinterest quote here. So my first sponsorship I got, I actually genuinely think it's because of my half Turkish side. Yeah, I think my injury was the best thing that happened to me.
Hi girls, welcome back to another episode of Girls Like Me. Today I'm here with the very gorgeous Olivia. We've got Olivia in the studio. So Olivia is a paddle player. She's currently ranked number 10 in Great Britain. She does also work full-time and she is a content creator. Say hi, Olivia.
Hey.
It's nice to have you in the studio.
Thanks for having me.
Are you ready to become a girl like me?
Absolutely.
So, talk me through paddle then. When did you get started? Because I know you've not been playing paddle for a very long time. So to be ranked number 10 in Great Britain in such a short space of time, talk me through that.
Yeah, so it was my mum actually. My mum is really sporty. She's quite annoying. She's really good at everything.
Okay.
She's the best student ever. And she said to me, Livy, you used to play a lot of sport. You used to be really active. Just come down and try paddle. It's this new thing. Like, get back into it. It's important that girls stay in sport and have hobbies that isn't just kind of going out and drinking. So I went down to the local paddle club with my mum, and it's kind of just was a snowball effect from there. Just got bigger and bigger. Yeah.
That's really cute because I feel like a racket sport is so hard to get into. So what made you pick, or like, did your mum suggest let's try paddle, or did you say I'm going to try paddle?
So my mum, she plays badminton at quite a high, well, she used to play badminton at quite a high level. And I tried that a few times, but nothing worth mentioning.
Yeah.
And the paddle opened and she went down and she had some classes and she said, it's so fun, it's so social.
Yeah.
And I think that was what kind of drew me in, is because you meet new people. There's 4 of you on court at all times. So you have different personalities. After, everyone normally stays for a drink. And then, you just meet new people. You build a different community, and it's just really fun. It's so fun.
I like the social element of it as well, because I feel like it's the new it girl thing. I feel like paddle, I didn't even know that it was a thing or it was a sport, or like when it was created, and then now it's turned into like this really big sensation where there's loads of paddle courts opening everywhere. I've never actually personally played paddle, not yet.
I know,
anyway.
we need to play.
We are going to play at some point, but I've never actually played paddle. What I was going to say to you, so on your journey of becoming Great Britain number 10, obviously that's quite a title to be able to say. I feel like if that was me, I'd be like, yeah, I'm number 10. What's the process? So what's the competitions like? How did you get there? Because I know you do competitions internationally as well.
Yeah.
So what's the process of becoming number 10 Great Britain?
Well, so there's 2 types of circuits. So there's LTAs, which is just UK based. Okay. And then there's FIP, which is International Paddle Federation, which is international. So I kind of started off just playing the LTA tournaments, and when I first started playing, now the other day I played a grade 5, which is kind of like there's grade 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And when I played a grade 3, like when I first started playing paddle.
So which way is it? Which one's the highest? Grade 1, I'm
guessing?
Grade
1, yeah.
Okay.
So when I first started playing paddle, I would enter like a grade 3. Okay. And we would be automatically into like the quarterfinals because no women would ever sign up.
Really?
Yeah, so we would play these games and it would be like 4 pairs. And the men's draw is massive. I mean, now it's ridiculous, the men's draw. It's still not many women compared to men's.
Why is that though? Why are not many women getting involved in paddle? Because I feel like all I see is girls with their cute little outfits. Like, why not?
I don't know. I think women have more of, they kind of care more about, not what they look like, but as in they don't want to make mistakes. They don't really want to be made fun of. I think men just kind of throw themselves into things and don't really care. Whereas I do feel like with women, and I get it, I'm definitely the same when I first started.
Yeah.
I used to think, oh, well, I have to, if I lose, it's embarrassing. And I think actually it's more embarrassing to not try than to try and lose. And I don't know. But so there's LTA, which is, just UK based, which I started off playing those. And sorry, just going back to what I said, I entered a grade 5 the other day and there were like 10 women's pairs.
Wow.
And the level was really good, whereas compared to I'd play a grade 3 and there would be people who'd never played paddle before, me being one of them. So
that's so interesting. So you feel like over the past 2 years that people have actually started to enter competitions a lot more?
Definitely.
Wow.
And it's really good to see, like, although it's harder for me, it makes me really happy to see more women in paddle. Mm-hmm. And then, there's the FIP circuit, which is the international circuit. So my LTA ranking will not be the same as my GB ranking.
Okay.
And then the rankings are different. The way you get points if you make certain rounds. So not necessarily always winning every game.
Okay.
It's like if you make round of 32, you get a certain amount of points. If you make round of 16, you get a certain amount of points.
Okay.
And sorry, I don't want to be too boring, but with FIP, there's bronze, silver, gold, platinum, P1, P2, major.
Okay.
So there's quite a few.
Okay, I'm trying to keep up.
It is difficult, but essentially they're just two different circuits. But one of them is global international ranking and the other one is just UK.
Mm-hmm.
So I haven't really played too many LTAs recently, but I've started to again.
Yeah.
Because it's good to have both and to try and, I mean, I play the FIPs and I play against these Spaniards who have been playing since they've been like 4 years old.
Really?
They train full time.
Yeah.
And I turn up and I'm like,
hi.
A bit of imposter syndrome, but it's definitely fun. Yeah.
That's good though. So where have you been recently? Because I know you've been traveling to like play a few games and competitions and stuff. So what have you been up to recently?
So I went to Egypt and then I went to Netherlands.
Yeah.
And then I went to Italy twice, but different places. So I like.
Also, I know that you work full time. So Olivia actually works full time. How have you got enough annual leave to be here, there, and everywhere? Like, how do you manage that?
Well, this is the thing. Every day I wake up, I'm so grateful for the company I work for.
Yeah.
We're not kind of just another number there. They really
Yeah.
value you and your interests in and outside of work.
That's really nice.
Yeah, it is really nice. And we are predominantly office based. So when I am here in the UK, I'm in the office.
Yeah.
And I don't ever have that dreaded feeling of, oh no, I have to go in today, or oh God. Whereas when I used to work in my other roles, I used to wake up and think, oh my God, I don't want to go in. Like, this is the worst thing. And now I wake up, I think, oh yeah, just a day in the office, get to see everyone. So it's definitely, my work allows me to do that.
That's really good. So what is it that you actually do full time?
So I work for property developers.
Okay.
But I'm an executive assistant. So
Okay.
I look after the directors and the wider team really, for like business and the personal side of things. But when I go away, it's not annual leave because I'm not playing the full time.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll tell them like the times I'm playing and then
Also, it's kind of like
work from
work
tournament.
from home,
Yeah.
but work abroad from home. Okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
So when you say that you're an executive assistant, so what do you kind of do day to day?
That's a good question. Well, I kind of do everything really, as in like what an assistant would do.
Yeah.
That capacity. I also help with other parts of the team. So we have like a sales and letting side. So I'll go and do viewings for that. I will help them with admin things. I also help the like analysts do some like comps occasionally.
Yeah.
I am like the office manager, so I make sure everything in the office is running smoothly. The job is kind of, there's no really like beginning and end to it.
Mm-hmm.
But it's really fun. I get to be involved in a lot of things I wouldn't elsewhere
Yeah.
for like a typical EA job.
Yeah.
But I do a lot of the personal stuff as well, which is quite funny.
That's cool.
Insight into different kind of life. But yeah, it's cool.
That's cool. So do you know when you are obviously playing Padel and stuff like that, what has been like the most enjoyable part of like getting to play Padel?
That's a good question, actually. I think just the whole process of it, kind of
Yeah.
like challenging myself and showing that you really can do anything that you put your mind to.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying I'm the best that GB has to offer at the moment by any means, but I'm definitely, the fact if you saw me when I first started playing
I
paddle,
feel like that's how I'm going to be.
No.
Like people keep saying like, let's go. Or like when you was like, let's go. And I'm just like, yeah, but the fact that you're sat here saying I'm number 10 and I'm just like, oh my God, I probably played badminton at school. That's probably the last racket sport that I've ever done. Like,
I think you'll be so surprised at how much the thing is with paddle, and the reason why I think it's like the it thing is because you can enjoy it at any level.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're a beginner, if you're an intermediate, if you're advanced, any level you can enjoy paddle. Obviously, if a beginner is playing with an advanced, the beginner might feel a bit stressed. The advanced might be a bit like, oh,
this is boring.
no, that's not going to be us. Don't worry. You looked at me like, so I think it's very accessible, or it's not accessible actually. This is one of my issues, which is what I'm really trying to work with a few like female-led groups to try and make paddle more accessible for people, because it's not cheap, but it's very enjoyable at any level. And I think being able to play with my mum a lot, that brings me so much joy.
But that's so wholesome, isn't it?
It really is. But it's funny because my mum's just, it's just annoying.
She's competitive. She's giving
so
me like competitive vibes. Yeah.
She is the most competitive person. You know, when you're younger and you play games with your family and it's kind of like, oh yeah, we'll let them have that. No, never. She's like, if you want that, you have to work for it.
Yeah, I love that though.
Yeah.
It's a good attitude.
Yeah.
So when you mentioned it's not accessible, How much is it to get into, let's say, paddle, or when you're saying that there's a what's the word that I'm looking for? It's just gone off my mind. But when you're saying it's not accessible, what do you mean by that?
So essentially, it's really expensive. It's
Yep.
expensive to book a call to play paddle. I mean, I booked one the other day and it was like for an hour, it was £37.50 for just me
Okay.
at
So is
9
that
a.m.
£37.50? Let's say if there's 4 of you, would it be times by 4?
Yeah.
Okay.
There are obviously places that it's cheaper.
Yep.
Sometimes you can get it for like £17 or whatever. But I just think there's sometimes I go to these venues and they're empty. So why not bring in a community initiative? Schools, people who maybe don't have the income that other people do have, give them discounted rates. Give schools a free call.
Yeah.
I mean, it looks good on your CV to like to the club owners, and also it's beneficial because you're getting children into sport, learning a new skill. I just think so much more could be done. And at the minute, sometimes it feels a little bit like who can build the biggest, bestest club and make the most money. And it's like, actually, if you go to Spain, these coaches, they charge hardly anything.
Okay.
Because they want, obviously the clubs and to run it is a lot cheaper.
Yeah.
I do understand that as well. But they just want people to play. They want people to do well. And it's like more of a culture. Whereas I think sometimes in the UK it's a little bit making money, which you've got to have a balance
what kind
of both.
of like women's communities, because I know that you're always posting like on social media, you're always posting like this event, this women's community, this, like what women's communities have you been part of?
So I've been part of my first ever women's community that I kind of got involved in was Femme Open.
Okay.
Which a really lovely group of people, but they're predominantly based in Sweden.
Okay.
So they have a UK branch, but I'm not too sure where that's at the minute. I think they just took over new ownership and I think they're just working out things there. Another great one that has been going for ages is Empower Padel.
Okay.
And Empower is amazing. They help encourage women, old, young, rich, poor, anything, just to really get into paddle. And it's predominantly focused on paddle, whereas I think Femme Open they do golf, they do other things.
Yeah.
Another one I love is my She Can Serve girlies. If you're watching, they're amazing. They always bring such good energy, so fun. They started off as a tennis group and now they've brought into paddle.
I think I seen that because I had a tennis player on previously. I had Zainab on, and I'm sure they commented on like a few posts and stuff. And what they do is like really, really cool. But I thought it was just tennis that they did.
No, they've branched out into paddle now, which is really fun.
That's cool.
Anytime they message me, like the last event they did, they say, "Could you make this?" And I thought, I don't know if I can, but I came straight from the airport.
Oh, did
because
you?
I just love those events. They're so fun.
So what's kind of like your reason now? Because when you kind of got in contact with me about coming on the podcast and like the content that you post on social media, it's very much more like you want more women to kind of join and get involved in paddle.
Yeah.
What's kind of like led you on the journey, or what's inspired you to start? Because I don't think there are a lot of paddle, like women that I see on social media, or like paddle influencers or paddle. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think paddle came to me at a point in my life where I think I really needed it.
Okay.
I think I felt like everyone around me had their kind of passions and they had things that, they had other hobbies or things that really meant a lot to them. And at that time, I didn't really have too much. Like I had my job, I had my relationship, but I didn't feel massively fulfilled. And then I found paddle, and everyone always laughs because they're like, "What did you do before paddle?" And I'm like, "Well, I had a very healthy, happy relationship, yeah." And now I play paddle, and I'm just like traveling the world, doing everything solo. But I think paddle really saved me in a sense, and I don't necessarily think that other women are going to pick up a paddle racket and have my exact journey.
Yeah.
But I think they will definitely feel so much fulfillment in meeting new people, keep having a hobby. And
I think that's the most hardest thing that people don't speak about, is actually going to something by yourself and starting something by yourself. So I started, we're speaking last year, guys. I only literally went back yesterday with my sister. So kickboxing, and that's how
really?
I made my friend Lara, who we did High Rocks together. That's how I met Lara. And then I actually went there with a ex like work colleague that we went there. But to go, I was like shit scared because there's all these like professional fighters in the ring, and I'm sat there like can barely jab. But then I did get better at it. And then even when I went yesterday, he was like, "Yeah, give it a few weeks, you'll be back." Like, but I think that first few steps to actually get involved and actually get the courage to keep going like by yourself when you don't know anyone, because I feel like the first few times you go to a class you're like, hi, you don't speak to anyone, and it's more like, what's your name? And then by the time the next time you come, you're like, I don't even remember this person's name.
Exactly.
If there is someone that's watching this today and they're like, I really do want to try that thing, or I want to get into that sport or try that hobby, but I'm just like petrified or I don't know how to start, like what would you say to them from your journey?
So, without trying to sound like a Pinterest quote here, I do think that life is so short.
It is.
And you really only get one life.
Yeah.
And there's like an ASAP Rocky video I always love, and he's like, since when has it become not cool to try?
Yeah.
And I think whenever I see videos, or, you speak to older people and you say, is there anything you regret in life? And it's always, well, I regret not just trying more things and trying out the things that I wanted to do. Now I'm not physically able or mentally able to do these things. I really regret it. And I think, why would you ever want to be old and have regrets,
I'm so glad that you said that, because that's exactly what I say, and I feel so cheesy. Do you know, you say these things, you're like, why am I saying this? But I think it is just like, life is so short, and this is why I've created like Girls Like Me, like all women and girls that are just going after their dreams and chasing it. And I just feel like it's so, when you're around these people, it inspires you to do more, because you feel less like a weirdo trying to try. Like you feel like, oh, I've met my people, or oh, okay, this person's doing this. And I think when you actually understand the process of like what people have gone through, or the courage or the trials, it makes you want to like join in a little bit more.
Definitely.
Something just popped into my head then, and then it's gone straight out of my head. This is what I was going to say. Even though you have been playing padel for 2 years now. Has it been 2 years?
Yeah, I think I first started in around November 2024 time.
Okay.
Yeah.
So 2 years, I know that you've been able to work with like some incredible brands. You've been able to get like sponsors. Like we've got the Serve racket brands here today, guys. These are the cutest brands.
They are cute girls.
Like they are
so
cute. And I actually really like this brand because it's founded by women. So I think it's the first woman founded like paddle racket brand ever. And I really like that. It was really cool. I was like, you can definitely tell from the nice colours. But for someone, let's say, with less of a following, because you're not like TikTok famous yet, you've got a few thousand followers, I'd say.
Yeah.
How have you been able to work with like so many incredible brands and get sponsors in such a short frame of time with less followers?
Honestly, it's just putting yourself out there.
Yeah.
You'll be surprised at how many people are willing to say yes.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's hard work as well. And I do think I'm quite lucky because paddle at the minute is a little bit of a niche. Mm-hmm. So it's not like I'm breaking into the beauty industry and asking for this, and this.
Yeah.
But also, so my actual like racket sponsors, I've had a few, but they kind of sponsor you because they need to know that you're competing, you're doing this. So I keep that. I uphold that part of the deal.
Yeah.
I post on my social media, which they like. Mm-hmm. And yeah, it's just asking questions. You'll be surprised how many people are willing to say yes.
Okay, so did you start to like email the companies? Did you meet them face to face? Because I've heard a few people say like face to face interaction, if you can like meet them at events, or is it like, did you just send out shitloads of emails? Like, what is your trick?
So I'm not really in a position to be, but I'm quite fussy about the people that I work with or do things with, that. Because you would be, wait, let me start again. You'd be surprised at how many people do actually reach out to me, especially because I do think paddle is a bit of a niche now in the UK anyway. And I don't reply, or I say no. Not that I don't reply, but I mean, I say no because it doesn't align really with me and my brand. And even if they offer money and things, I think I don't just want to be someone who's always pushing product and saying, buy this, do this, wear this. Like that's not, I don't like to consume that content. So I wouldn't want to push that on my page. Mm-hmm. What was the question?
What was your trick? Is it like emails? Is it meeting people in person? Like how have you been able to get sponsors and work with brands?
So my first sponsorship I actually genuinely think it's because of my half Turkish side.
Okay.
So I think that's definitely helped me with a lot of things, a lot of opportunities
I've
had.
You use your ethnicity where you
Literally.
can.
I'm like, yep, I'm Turkish.
Is it your mum or your dad that's Turkish?
My dad.
Okay.
Yeah, my mum's English, my dad's Turkish.
Okay.
And yeah, a lot of it is, I would say Instagram DMs, but I do meet loads of people. The amount of opportunities I've had through paddle and the amount of people, like cool people I've met and played paddle with, is crazy. And I would never have had the opportunity if I didn't just try and just start.
So do you think, let's say if there was someone watching now and let's say they wanted to start out in paddle or they wanted to start working brands, what kind of advice would you say to them?
I would say think about what sort of content what sort of message you want your page to give.
Mm-hmm.
But I wouldn't think too much about it in the sense of everything has to be so perfect. You'll learn along the way, but also don't become just a walking advertisement because people won't buy into it. They won't like that.
Yeah.
But I think definitely just give it a go. See how it goes. Reach out to people. What's the worst thing that could happen? Someone says no. Okay, cool. On to the next.
I think that's a key thing as well, because I feel like I'm finding this because obviously our following on Girls Like Me is like really small at the moment, and there's been a few companies, like even people that do like sponsorship with ads and stuff for podcasts that are like smaller, and I've seen them, I think I wouldn't eat that.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even put that on my face.
No.
I don't want
Yeah.
that, so I'm not going to align with that. And then we have been able to get like a curly hair one, so I've got a curly hair
I
one
love
now.
that. That's so on
And a
brand.
skincare one. So I'm hoping to kind of do that, but I think it is finding like the right people, and that's why like when I meet people, I'm such a what is this gonna actually impact on people? And I feel like you need more micro influencers, would you call them?
Yeah.
Content creators that are actually doing that, which brands align with, because I feel like people do really buy into people. And like what you said, if you just sat there sell, I just get so turned off, and I'm just like, I don't even want to watch your content really.
Same.
It's just a bit boring. Like you're always just trying to sell me something and I'm not really that interested.
Yeah.
Do you know your dress sense for paddle? Because I know that you have like the cutest like fits and stuff like that, because I was
Thank you.
messaging Olivia at the start and I was like, Olivia, where can I get a cute paddle fit from? Where can I get this from? Where can I get that from? Where would you say are like some good places to shop for actual paddle, do you call it gear? Clothes?
Yeah.
Clothes? Gear? Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm sponsored by them, but so I am paid to say this, but like I said, I'm very picky about who I work with. So Padel, if you don't know, get to know. The quality is amazing. It's not the cheapest, but it will last you forever. I've had previous sponsors and I would wear their kit, and although it's meant to be like a sporting brand, I would think this doesn't
really
look it like my skirt's always riding up, and then it's just like my bum out on show with shorts. Yeah, I would think like surely this is. I mean, it just wouldn't be a good look.
Yeah,
I wouldn't really feel comfortable, and then I wouldn't really play well.
Yeah.
So I've always loved Padel. I bought it before I worked with them, so that does show you I genuinely like the brand.
Yeah.
And my mum and I would always wear it. And then when I spoke to Sarah Horrocks, who is the owner, she basically said, we would love to sponsor you, have you on board. And again, she's very picky with who she sponsors. So that was like a really big win for me. And like, it really meant a lot.
I love that for you.
So it really did. When she said that, I remember coming off the phone, like calling my mum immediately. And I was like, Mum, this is the best news ever. So Palais is definitely really good. If you want kind of more off-court, Palais does do off-court, but kind of like cutesy slogan tees, Padelism is another one.
I've never heard of them.
No, you should look into it. It's actually quite cute.
Okay.
I mean, there's so many now. Literally type in on Google, there'll be so
paddle
many.
brands and loads of them will come up.
Yeah.
What's been like your favourite experience since playing paddle?
One of my funniest experiences, I'll tell you the story, is my second FIP I ever did. So my first FIP was in London in the UK. Then my second FIP was my mum and I, we booked a holiday to Greece.
Yeah.
And I was like talking, I can't remember who I was talking to about it, but I said, mum and I are going to Heraklion. And they said, oh, for the FIP. And I was like, what FIP? And then I looked into it and there was a FIP tournament on that same weekend that we were going. So I said, oh, mum, should we just enter it? Like it'll be, because the first one I did the level wasn't too like crazy. And I'd been training a lot since then. So I said, Mum, should we just enter it? And she said, oh, you can enter it. She went, I don't want to look silly. She's like, I'll come and support you, obviously, but I don't want to do it. And I said, oh, please, I would feel so much more comfortable if it was you. And I said, okay, let me ask a few people. If no one comes back to me, Mum was like, fine, that's a deal.
Yeah.
No one came back to me.
Oh.
So I was like, Mum, I'm signing us up. Like, I didn't even ask her for her permission. I just signed her up. Yeah. And anyway, we turn up to this tournament I was thinking, oh, there'd be no one there that I knew. So many people that we knew.
Oh, really?
And we start playing, and the warm-up was fine. My mum is like notoriously bad in a warm-up. She hits the ball here, there and everywhere. So the opposition thought, right, we'll just hit it to that old lady. Not to be
Yeah.
rude, but that you could see that's what they were thinking.
How old is your mum?
She is.
If you don't mind me asking.
She's like 50 something.
Okay.
Yeah.
So she's not old.
No. But like the girls we were playing were quite young.
Yeah.
And obviously the warm up wasn't good. So you could kind of see them thinking, okay, we're going to target her.
Yeah.
Anyway, we start playing. I absolutely fall apart. I hit everything in the net, everything in the glass.
Did
My mum
you?
was on fire.
Carried you.
You see them kind of look at each other and think,
What's
okay.
going on here?
Yeah. So then they start targeting me. And anyway, I look over and I hear like laughing because there's all seats. Obviously, everyone can watch any of these tournaments. And I go, oh, Mum, they're laughing at us. And my mum just turns around. She goes, with all due respect, Olivia, no one's watching you with the way you're playing. Let's just hurry up, get on and get out of here. And I was like, you know what? That's so funny. And that always sticks in my mind as like one of my funniest fips.
I love that. That's so cute.
She's so
I was
realistic.
Say, when you just asked that as well, like how much is it to enter into these things? Do you have to pay or
Yeah.
is it expensive?
No, so it's like from €35 to like €45.
That's not too bad then, because I was thinking like it's going to be hundreds of pounds or something like that.
No.
That's not bad.
I think now you have to pay a yearly entry.
Okay.
And then plus, because last year people would always sign up and then not turn up.
Okay.
So I think that's why.
It's kind of like to make sure that people. So realistically, although it is expensive to like train and hire the paddle court, a lot more people could essentially enter and like compete for, let's say, the sake of like 45, 50 euros.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They could. So there's like qualification stage and then main draw. So if you get through, you could, anyone can sign up pretty much.
What would you say for someone that's like wanting to do paddle, but they're not sure in terms of they're a beginner, but they don't know whether to compete like you? What would you say to them?
So as in, you mean like
So they just started playing paddle. So
Okay.
let's say if I'm a beginner paddle player now, and I don't know whether to compete and enter into anything,
okay,
but I think that I should, what advice would you give to them?
I would say definitely have lessons.
Yeah.
And have match play lessons as well. I think they're really important. Find a good coach. It's hard in the UK because a lot of the coaches are kind of tennis coaches that are just going over to paddle.
Yeah.
So I think to find a good coach, ideally a Spanish one. I mean, my coach, Alex Grillo, gonna give him a shout out. He's definitely the best. Like he's completely changed my game, and I owe him so much. But find a good coach and do some local tournaments first. So do like the friendly ones, the fun ones that are just local ones at your club. See how you get on, and then start at the grade 5 and just go up. Really, I would say.
Do you feel like there is a community? Like, have you been able to meet many friends and like connect with lots of women through paddle for someone as like an outsider? So let's say if I wanted to just say, Olivia, do you know what? I'm going to enter and now I'm going to be a professional paddle player or whatever else. Is there like, I know that you mentioned a few communities, but is there actually groups and communities? Like, do you think I could be able to make friends and that kind of thing through paddle?
Absolutely. I've made so many friends through paddle.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a short answer, isn't it? Is that too short?
No, that's not short. No, that's fine. Because I'm thinking, like, do you know sometimes when people say, like, you know, it's a community sport, it's a community, sometimes I feel like people come on and they're like, there is community events, but there's not really that much community after you leave. So do you kind of like keep in touch with people, or have you actually made like solid friendships through paddle?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, a few people, one of my friends, Jasmine, I met through paddle. And we ended up going to Madrid and doing some training together and like going out after, and like I see her quite a bit.
That's
so
cute.
Yeah, it's nice. I mean, there's so many people I've made friends with.
Yeah.
But it's nice. I think it's definitely a community. And I think once you're in it, well, I don't know now, but I think definitely at the beginning, once you kind of were in paddle, you knew everyone because there was so little people.
Yeah.
But yeah, I definitely got a cute community of people
Definitely,
now.
that's nice.
Even the girls that I've run sessions for, run events for, I still message them like, how did you get on? And
that's
nice. So it's
just
really
to like check in and stuff like that.
Yeah.
What's next for you now?
So next for me now, I mean, I don't want to give too much away because I feel like sometimes if you say things, I don't want to put it out there and people give negative energy.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
But I'm just going to keep doing as much as I can to progress through the FIT rankings, try my best, meet new people, travel, and just try and show that with hard work and dedication, you really can achieve many things that you probably thought you couldn't. And I think by keeping active on my social media, I'm going to try and do a bit more. Definitely have a few YouTube videos sitting in the drafts that I'm just too scared to post.
You know what? So have I. Like, I was saying this to my sister as well because I've always edited some. Like, I've got like Christmas vlogs. I've got like loads of vlogs.
Yeah.
And I just don't post it because I feel like, you know, sometimes when you're that busy I've moved on to another stage of my life now.
Yeah.
It's not Christmas. We're in April
Yeah.
now. Why am I going to post a Christmas vlog? Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
there's always that constant, but I find it hard when you are creating content. Like, off camera, I just literally said to Olivia, like, this is like a full-time job. Like, people really underestimate how much it is. Even if you don't have like a big following, like either of us,
Yeah.
I think it still is hard. And there is like a lot of time and dedication that goes into it.
Definitely. Well, I think if you have less of a following, you do more of the work. Whereas I think people who have bigger followings and more money, they have time to delegate to people.
Yeah.
Whereas we don't. So it's just all us doing
all
our
us.
thing. Yeah.
How many times do you post on social media? Like, what's your kind of, have you got post every day? You're a post every day kind of girl, or you more of like a just as and when?
No, I'm actually really bad at the minute.
No,
I
you're
need to get
not.
I need to
Don't
get a
lie.
schedule.
No, you're not.
I need to get a schedule back. I had a period of when I had my injury actually is when I was really on the posting because
Okay.
I went back through all my videos and was like, okay, gonna do this. And then life got in the way and I came back and I think I need to be a bit more organised and have more of a schedule. But I mean some of the people I know, they post like 4 times a day, but
Do you know what? Literally, I had a girl on previously, and do you know, like when you follow someone, they don't pop up, and then now, like we've done the podcast and stuff, they post literally 4 or 5 times a day, and I'm just like, how do you like every day consistently? I'm seeing this, and I'm just like, wow, I'm just amazed. Like, hats off to you as well.
It's incredible. But also, I don't want to be one of those people that's just posting for posting. Again, I think maybe I want to post in the way that I like to consume, which is if someone's posting 4 times a day, it kind of is actually annoying to me. And I know you're meant to do it and that's the algorithm.
Yeah.
But for me, I'm like, oh, I've already seen you.
Yeah, can't be asked.
Yeah. Unless it's like something of value or I don't know. I think sometimes with content now on social media, it's just like who can post the most times and it's like, do you even like what you've just posted? Do you even care? And I don't want to become one of those like meme pages where they just use a template from CapCut.
Yeah.
And it's like everyone does, someone sees one video. I think it's different if you're inspired or it's like a dance or because you're kind of putting your own twist on it or it's like a trend. But when it's just like literally a meme and someone's just copied and pasted it, but like put
their own pictures or something into it.
For me, I just think, I just can't, no.
Can't be asked.
No, it's not my vibe.
Do you know your injury? I keep on going back and forth in the podcast, but with your injury, how did you get injured?
I was playing Padel, obviously.
Okay.
Yeah. I tore my ligaments in my ankle. Okay. So I was running out the court to return a smash and there were like steps outside the court, which is so stupid. I mean, the courts weren't designed to run out, but people do it anyway, okay? Yeah. People do it anyway. And they were like long steps. It wasn't like a steep drop. I would have obviously seen that.
Yeah.
They were long steps and the whole way was covered in AstroTurf. So there was nowhere that was kind of showing that there were steps there.
Yeah.
And I just, like with full force, when I went to the hospital, they were like, oh, you're lucky you don't have to have surgery. I was like, thank God.
So you just literally jump down the stairs?
I literally just like my full body weight and my ankle just bent. So it was like my ankle, it just literally bent like that. Like it was.
And how long were you not able to play for after that?
4 months.
4 months?
Yeah, 4 months.
So after the 4 months, how did you get back training and like get back up to speed? Because I know, just for reference, guys, so when Olivia first got in contact with me, she said that the highest ranking that you ever was number 8.
Yeah, I think
number
so, yeah.
8. And then I think when you got in contact with me, you were number 11 and now you're number 10. So obviously that's taken a little bit of training to like come
Baby
back
steps.
to. What was that training process like?
Do you know what? It was, again, my mum. I love that woman so much.
I don't know your mum and I love her too.
Yeah.
I'm just pushing you so much.
She bought a basket. Honestly, it makes my heart melt actually. She bought a basket, which is like the bag of balls and a tube. And she said, okay, come on, let's just start. So we booked a court and we would just do baskets. Like she would just feed to me every day. Like every day I could do it. And she'd say, okay, like I'd have my ankle strap on. And then she'd say, okay, try it now, 15 minutes without your ankle strap. See how you feel. Mm-hmm. Also my physio, Jake Peters physio. I'm giving everyone shout outs here. He gave me just a lot more confidence because I was so scared to play again. To like, it's normal to have a bit of tenderness and a bit of uneasy feeling on your ankle, but I felt that and I thought, oh, I can't play. And he made me feel like, no, it's okay. It's good to carry on.
Yeah.
So I would say, yeah, kind of just my physio, my coach and my mum.
Because you hear that a lot, don't you? You hear like when someone gets injured or something happens, they usually don't come back or they're like too scared to play or something like that happens. So the fact that you have actually gone back and like, no, I'm actually going to give this another shot. I think it was really, really nice.
Yeah, I think my injury was the best thing that happened to me.
Really?
It taught me patience. It taught me, there was a lot of times on court I would get so angry, like at myself, obviously.
Yeah.
But I would be so frustrated and like, oh God, and like really bring the vibe of the court down. And then not being able to play showed me, oh my God, I love this. So why
Yeah.
am I being so negative?
Start to appreciate it a little bit more. That's nice. Has anything kind of like inspired you during your journey?
Um, that's a good question. Do you mean like people or just in general?
People in general, like experiences, because I feel like I'm someone, whenever I get someone on a podcast, they'll always talk through like their journey or what's kind of inspired them. And I feel like a lot of the time, people always say it's like more the journey rather than actually getting to the destination. So
Yeah.
has anything kind of like inspired you through the process or your journey?
Yeah, so many things, so many people. I think just as well, for me, the how far I have come, the fact I genuinely couldn't hit the ball. Like one of the guys messaged me the other day who I used to play with in like a Monday mix-in.
I don't believe you though. When you say can't hit the ball, I feel
No,
like you're
honestly,
gonna have to show me some videos or something.
like I could just about hit a forehand. Apart from that, I used to say, "Oh no, I can't hit a backhand." So I would always play on the right, and I would be like, "No, I can't hit a backhand." And this guy that I used to play with on the mixes, like I used to step on court, and you'd see people go, like, yeah. And I'd be
Oh,
like, I don't care. We've all paid the same amount of money to be here. Like, if you don't want to play with me, you can book your own separate session. This is a
yeah.
mix in. Everyone's welcome to it. Like, so I didn't really care. And yeah, people just used to go, oh no. And he messaged me and he said, oh, I've just seen your FIP ranking. You're doing so well. He said, you've come such a long way from those Monday mix-ins. And I was like, oh, it's really sweet actually. And things like that remind you that, especially when you are playing at a level, and you're just getting annihilated all the time, that actually you're on your own journey. And although you're not playing, you're not winning as much as you want to now, imagine if you told yourself at the start of the journey what you would be doing. You'd be so
Yeah.
inspired. So I think that kind of keeps me
I
going.
feel like that would really petrify me though. Like imagine going and you're just getting like smashed out the
Yeah.
park every single time. I'd be like, oh, I don't want to go.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy though because like I said, I couldn't even hit a backhand,
Yeah.
and now I'm having rallies with these people that play Premier Padel. So it's baby steps, 1%
Have
every
they
day.
ever like changed their tune, or has anyone ever come up to you and been like, do you know what? I actually rate what you're doing now because before you're really shit and now you're actually decent. Like, has anyone ever came up to you and said anything like that?
Yeah, people say it in like a nice way.
Nice, but obviously what not just what I said.
Yeah. They're like, oh my goodness, I can't believe. I mean, my friend Jasmine, she said to me, oh my God, you literally couldn't hit the ball before. And she's like, now look at you. I didn't know what an overhead was. But it is weird though. The only thing I do think is slightly odd in like the GB paddle world is I think a lot of people, I've heard some things, people saying like, I don't know why she's entering this and that. But I think GB, right, at the minute,
I feel like there's people that basically chatting shit.
yeah.
Okay.
That are nice to me. And then I hear things and I'm like, I thought we were friends.
I know.
But at the minute, the whole top 10, top 20 is like all Spaniards, Argentinians like in the world.
Okay.
So although we have people in GB like Amy Gibson, she's doing well, she's got into the top 100, and Christian, like the male side, GB aren't touching the surface in the scale of
Okay.
things. So I think surely you would rather have more GB players on the circuit doing well, at least trying, than to have no one. I just think,
Do you feel like it's a UK attitude? Because I feel like the attitude of people in the UK is very like sometime-ish.
yeah, I think so. I do get as well, look, it's a competitive sport. I'm
Yeah.
not saying don't go and want to win, of course, but I think it shouldn't be at the detriment of other people. I think you can want to do well, you can want to do the best, but also hope that other people do well. I don't see why there's an issue of other people trying. But I think maybe...
That's really interesting
Yeah.
that you've said that though.
Yeah.
So when you said that there's many like top 100, there's only 2 people from the UK that are in there.
I think there's 2 female players, so Amy and Catherine, and then in the men's, I think it's just Christian.
Wow.
And that's 100. So let alone top 50, let alone top 10. Yeah.
That is a lot though, isn't it?
Yeah.
When you sit there and think about it.
So it shows you how far behind we are as a sport. And I think there's definitely a lot more that could be done to push. The youth coming up, they're amazing. Like, they're so good. And
what do you think that we could do then, essentially, to push it? Like, what would you kind of recommend, or what would you want to do to kind of like inspire more people from Great Britain?
I mean, I think the coaching definitely needs to be better. I think, you know, bringing more Spanish coaches over, because it's quite funny actually. The two top LTA players at the minute are both Spanish in the
Okay.
UK. So it's like, I think we can definitely do a lot more with, or even sending those people that are doing really well to Spain to do like the paddle camps and
Yeah.
things like that. I think, I don't know, that's a good
Why can't we just
question.
get good coaches here though? I know that's like easier said than done, but
Yeah,
why is that not a thing of like finding a good coach here rather than, because
yeah.
it's going to be more expensive for someone to go all the way over to pay for the hotel, to pay for the training camp, everything. Like, why couldn't we just find better? Like, why is there a lack of coaches? Do you think it's because it's so new, or do you think, I don't know, what's your
Yeah, I
thoughts?
think so. I think because it's so new. And I also think because, like I said, a lot of them come from tennis.
Okay.
So it's hard. I don't want to ruffle too many feathers. I want to stay quiet. Um, but yeah, I think definitely a lot more can be done. I'm not sure what. Maybe I'd need to have a bit of a think about it. But I think coaching wise, there's a lot of Spanish coaches that would love to come over and do a lot more.
Mm-hmm.
But we do have good coaches in the UK. But I think there's just a gap. There's like a top five that are good, and then it's, whereas I think we need to have more of a standardized, this is what we're teaching, this is the level of coaching you need to have, and if
Yeah.
not, you can coach but beginners, or you can coach but yeah.
Is there anything that you personally want to do to kind of get more people in, or like, could you ever see yourself coaching, or is there anything like that you personally would want to do?
I am not too interested in coaching,
Okay.
to be honest. I coach the for the events like the beginners, because that is really cute to see people who
Is it?
never played, like every single person that's played, there's not been one person that has said no, paddle's not for me. Every single person comes away from those
That's
events
interesting.
and they go, oh my gosh, I can't wait. And it's so cute because all the girls that are on the events, they take each other's numbers and they arrange games, and it's amazing. So although that does bring me a lot of fulfillment, I think, or maybe I'm saying I don't want to coach, but right now I don't want to coach.
Yeah.
It does bring me a lot of fulfillment, but I think I'm on my own journey and my own path at the minute. So yeah, I don't think you'll be seeing Olivia Chifty coaching anytime soon.
Outside of paddle, is there anything that you kind of like want to do or explore, or like, who is Olivia outside of paddle? Like, because I know that's your main kind of like niche on social media,
Yeah.
but what else do you get up to? Like, what else do you do outside of paddle?
Well, at the minute, I need to get more of a life because all I do is paddle.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I'm traveling is a big thing for me. My
Mm-hmm.
my friends and I, like, we like to travel a lot. Um, and I think things that mean a lot to me outside of paddle is just like family, friends, doing things to that just make me feel like fill my cup,
Mm-hmm.
basically.
And you know what? I feel like when I'm saying what else to do outside, this isn't me saying that you've got to do things, because I feel like working full time and having a hobby or something that you do, that's enough. Like,
Yeah.
that's more than enough to be doing, because even like me working and then having guys like me, like, I don't even have the time to do anything, or like, apart from that, it's just mainly like with my sisters and my family, and that's about it. By the time, it's done, ready to go
Yeah.
to work the next day, or ready to go and film, or ready to go and do this. For someone that's kind of like struggling to manage it, because I feel like this is what girls like me is about. A lot of the girls that come on, they're trying to pursue whatever it is whilst having a full-time job or whilst having a little amount of money and stuff. How do you manage it all?
It is really tricky. I'm
Yeah,
not gonna lie, it's really tricky. And recently it's been quite like, okay, how do I do
because she's
everything?
literally just been abroad somewhere and then come back, and then she texted me like, yeah, I'm going here the next day, and I
Yeah.
was like, okay, cool.
Yeah. It's a lot. And I think the thing the thing that makes me the most sad is I haven't seen my friends as much. Obviously we still keep in touch and they're like my sisters. So
Yeah.
it's, and like even my sister, I haven't seen her too much either. I mean, I saw her the other day, but I used to see her all the
Older or
time.
younger?
Older.
Okay.
Yeah. And so I think, yeah, juggling it is really, really hard. I need to definitely find a way, because I train in Chiswick and I live in Essex.
Okay.
So that's a 2 hour train journey for me.
Is
Yeah.
it? Shit. That
Yeah.
is a long time. So that's
It's,
2 hours there and 2 hours back.
yeah. Well, because I normally go from the office. So that's like a 45 train there. But then if I go on a Friday, that is 2 hours there, 2 hours back.
Okay.
So yeah, it's a lot to kind of manage. And then there's also all these events that pop up all the time. And then it's like, I don't want to keep saying no to things because then I'll stop getting invited. But also, if I'm not around, then I actually can't. And then I also have my job. So I can't just say, oh, I'm just going to pop off to this event because I do actually have to work.
Yeah.
And then it's like, what tournaments do I do? Because I can't really do the ones that are in Malaysia and Thailand. And although I may probably get a better result there, it's too far away. So I can only take like a couple of days off work with not that much of a time difference. So yeah, I think I definitely need to sit down and be a bit better at planning and just, but it's hard to juggle, but it's a good problem to have.
What's your kind of like end goal? Or have you got that far where there is like an end goal?
I don't know. I think at the minute I'm really enjoying the process, and I obviously have dreams and aspirations, but I don't want to be deluded. But I do think you have to be a bit deluded. I do think you have to be a bit deluded to make it.
A bit delulu does no harm.
Exactly. So there's that. But I think my goal would be I don't know if I should say this because I feel like people will just hate on me, but I think to play
Say it. Fuck them.
I think to like play in one Premier Padel at least within like the next 2 years.
Okay, and that's the highest like ranking.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Love that for you.
I think that's my goal.
How far away are you from that?
I'm pretty far. Pretty far. No, you know what? I'm not that far in the sense of if I like did a tournament every day and got the points and whatever. But I think like to actually go and be able to play and to like hold my own, I think maybe like a year or two, year and a half.
Hope you get there.
Thank you.
I hope you get there.
I think that's a bit delusional saying that, but I'm just gonna stick to it.
What would it take for you to get there? Like, what does that realistically look like the next 2 years for you if you was to do that?
I think training full time.
Okay.
Yeah, training full time, full sponsorship, and just giving it my all. Yeah.
So when you say full sponsorship, is that not working or is that getting?
Yeah.
That's not working.
Yeah.
Okay, love that.
That
for
would
you.
be not working.
So how do we get you like sponsorship or what can we do?
So I mean, you wouldn't believe the amount of opportunities people have like offered to me, and then just I was offered full sponsorship. Been told a documentary is going to be made about me.
What?
I've been told, you would not believe, of people reaching out to me, by the way. It's not me reaching out to them. They've reached out to me, promised me the world, and then just heard nothing. So
they basically ghost you after that. And do you say yes or do you say like you want to see and then it's just been like
one of them like got really far. Like I met him like loads of times. We had like this whole spreadsheet filled out of like goals, KPIs, everything. Like, we're going to do this for you, we're going to do this for you. And then it just kind of kept dragging out. And I was like, okay. And my mum went, are you sure this is legit? And I went, yeah, I'm sure it is. Because my mum met him too. So it was like we'd had meetings. We'd had like full on game plans that we'd put together.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, just nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Interesting.
So frustrating though, because I'm like, I didn't reach out to you and I've said no to other opportunities because of this, and I've made decisions based on the fact of this, and then just nothing.
This is just me being completely naive, but rather than full sponsorship from one person, could you get like sponsorship? Yeah, you could.
Yeah.
How many of those roughly would it take? Do you think like 3 or 4 maybe?
I think, yeah, maybe. Again, it depends what people are offering.
Okay.
Like per month and stuff, because I would need training costs covered.
Yeah.
Tournament costs covered.
Yeah.
And then obviously to live.
Yeah.
So, but I'm hoping that if I do a bit more on my social media, that could cover
you need to get on that.
I need to get on YouTube.
You need to get on that. Vlogging.
Yeah. I just think, am I interested enough that people would want to watch? That's my only
I think
thing.
everyone feels like that though.
Yeah.
Because even sometimes I feel like even with the podcast, I'm like, when I first started, I was like, who on earth is going to listen to me just sit there and chat? Bearing in mind, I have guests now. At the start, it was just literally me solo, like talking for an hour. And then people are like, I love this, or I love that. I feel like you will eventually find your people.
True.
I think it just takes time, because even like girls like me, like I had a vision for it that like people would like it or the podcast and stuff. And then in the end, I was like, they're thinking like, you feel a bit nervous, like who's going to watch me? Like, this isn't right. And then I think people are like, oh my God, I love that. There's not another podcast like that. Like we really like the vibe, or we really. So I feel like eventually you'll meet your people.
You're so right. I need to take a leaf out of your book.
I think you can do it though. You've got a bit like a good foundation now already.
Yeah.
I feel like you'd probably just need to go to more events and show your face a bit more, and also maybe like your personality. Like, do you ever do many talking videos or anything?
Not really.
No,
not
Why
really.
is that?
I don't know.
I'm saying all this and neither do I, by the way. I've only just literally started posting, like, on my personal TikTok. I used to post before, I don't know how long you've followed me for, but I used to post like vlogs or travel vlogs or stuff like that. And then I went through a phase where I deleted every single like TikTok video that I've ever had. And then now feel like I'm only just going to start posting now, but take it a little bit more seriously now, because everyone keeps saying like, why don't you do this, why don't you do this, why don't you do this? And then at the start I was a bit like, I don't want to do it, or you feel a bit nervous. And then I feel like once you just say, this is what I'm going to do,
doing
and
it.
I don't care what anyone's opinion is, and I don't care whether you like it or not, I'm going to do this, I feel like then
You're
is
so
what
right.
it is.
You're so right. I need to just do it. And if it's just starting it and it becoming like a habit kind of thing, and it becoming part of your daily routine, then you don't question it. It's just done.
I feel like I used to get, you know, that embarrassment that you have first, like filming in public or like vlogging, like, hi guys, today I'm going here. Like I was doing it with my sister, and you just get weirdos like looking at you like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Like, you know what I'm doing. Stop staring at me. Like, you clearly know.
You know what's going on here.
What's going on.
Either be nice
like
or move
when
on.
I see someone else doing it, I'm just like, yeah, secure the bag. You know what you're doing.
Thing is, I've never really felt too much like, I don't really mind getting a camera out. And
you don't.
No, if someone looks,
I love that for you. Even more of a reason for you to start posting more.
If someone like looks at me weird, I just say, I mean, I'm not even noticing. I'm too busy doing my videos. So I'm just like,
for you.
So I don't know why I have this. I think it's more the editing. I want it to be like cool, but realistically, I'm not going to be producing these extremely high level videos yet. I don't have the capacity. I don't have the equipment. I don't have that. So I don't know why I'm having these unrealistic goals and expectations. Of course,
I feel like I had that as well, like especially like from the podcast or from my social media, because I feel like I want everything to look perfect, and you have that image of your head, like when it comes to a brand deal or a sponsorship, you're like, this is what they want. And I feel like they also understand that you're just a normal girl with your iPhone. Like I'm not a full-time editor, I'm not any of those things. I feel like there's only so much you can do, but I feel like smaller micro people who are actually showing their personality, like they're in the game at the minute. And I feel like if anyone is going to hop on it, now is like the time to hop on.
Yeah, definitely. Show a bit more personality. And
yeah. You should do that, you know.
I'm going to do it. I'm going to dedicate my first video to you.
Defo get sponsors, and I feel like it's finding the time to reach out to people, because this is one girl that I had on the podcast. She was like, how she got her sponsors and started working with brands, she would literally email 100 people every week. And I was like, that's loads of people to sit there and email. She was like 100. And she was like, at the start I was getting no's, I was getting like maybe 3 people get back to me, 2 people. She's like, but it's still 2 people. And then she was like, after that, the more people that I started to work with, the more content, the more like brands and stuff that I started to get. So I was like, do you know what, I'm gonna give it a go. I'm saying this was my goal from January. Am I yet to send an email to anyone? No. But
you should just draft it and get your sisters to send it.
Yeah, that's going to be your job.
Sorry.
But no, I think it is like, it's hard to manage, like what we were saying. People don't understand that on top of a full-time job, like when you haven't got the finances to do it, like if I had a monthly income or just randomly got money from somewhere, it would make my life so much easier to do whatever I do, because I feel like I'm more creative and I feel like I really enjoy this. Like for you now, if it was between working your full-time job or like going full-time in Padel, what would you want to do?
This is really hard. I've actually had this conversation with my job.
Okay.
Because like I said, they're so supportive, and they've even said, well, one of the directors has said, like, we would sponsor you if it's something you want. But at the minute, I don't know. I think maybe I'm a bit scared. Maybe that's the issue. But I like the fact that I can do both. I'm like multifaceted at the minute, and me working in property.
Your own bosses have said that they would sponsor you, and you've said no, Olivia.
I haven't said no. But I've just said maybe not immediately.
Okay.
Because I think
that's really kind of them, by the way.
Yeah, I know. I think I would feel such immense pressure to do them proud, and I think if it was someone else, I wouldn't feel as stressed. But I think it's because it's them. I would feel like, well, I have to prove to them that me leaving the job has been worth, it's been worth it. And I think I'm not too good under pressure, and I think that would get in the way, and I don't think I would perform too well right now. But I've actually just started with a sports psychologist.
Okay.
So I think
was that today?
Yeah, my first session was today.
Talk me through that. How was it?
She's amazing. Yeah, it's so interesting, your mind, because I did psychology for A-level.
So did I.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I think you did say that actually.
Yeah.
But I didn't do sports psychology. But my other A-level was sports science.
Okay.
So I did like criminology and like normal psychology. But I remember being so intrigued by it and thinking, wow, this many things, your brain can affect so many things. And I realised that when I'm playing these games and I'm not playing well, it's because I'm not in the game.
Okay.
Like it's so much my mental. And I thought, let me just try. Look, let's just try it. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But my first session was, this morning. But we kind of mapped out like goals and expectations and stuff like that. So it wasn't too much of the actual doing the exercises. But I did one visualization exercise where I just
Okay.
like did some deep breathing, and she was like, okay, now imagine yourself like where you want to be, like your most craziest goal. Picture yourself. And I did it for like 5 minutes. And like you really get into it, like
You really
you're
do.
there.
I've done quite a few like
Have you?
visualizations, yeah, and I feel like I need to start because when I was doing it, literally, Olivia, everything just started to like come and happen, and I feel
Yeah.
like people really underestimate it. So I feel like with visualization as well, because I'm someone like I'm a vision board girly as well. I know
Yeah.
people like chat a lot of shit about vision boards, but I actually feel like they do work. But I
Same.
think visualization is that next step, and that's the missing like key afterwards. So it's like if you're after like, let's say, a dream car or a dream house, you have to like, I'm not just going to look at the car and be like, that's the car that I want. I'm imagining myself like in it. What does the steering wheel feel
Yeah.
like? What does the leather smell like? What does the dashboard like? That's the difference between actually having it and just looking at something. And I feel like that visualization really, really does help. But I
It's
think it's
crazy.
hard at the same time, isn't it?
It's really hard. When she first was when I was first trying it, I was like, she was like, okay, imagine yourself winning this, and I was thinking, I just can't see it. I can't see it. And then I thought, and then she was like, just relax a bit more. So I was like, okay. And then like, when I stopped trying to force it and I actually just let it happen, and then she was like, okay, now open your eyes. And I came back to the room and I was like, where am
Where am
I?
I?
It was so weird.
So do you know when you are playing then, let's get like deep into the nitty gritty
Okay.
of like your mind.
Yeah.
Mentally to keep going, like what internal dialogue have you had to keep like saying? Is that the word?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so weird because I feel like I notice that I'm not fully there.
Okay.
I notice things, and I try like self-talk, like come on Ollie, you've got this, you deserve to be here, blah blah blah. I really do like try and self-soothe, self-talk, doesn't work.
Okay.
When I'm in the game and I make a mistake, I used to be so negative. So I'd be like, oh, you're rubbish. You're rubbish. Why are you missing that shot? I would say stuff like that. Now I can get frustrated. I might be like, oh, and then I think, okay, no, come back to it. I try, but I just can't be fully in the game. I'm so tense, and I'm like, someone hits the ball to me and I'm like, what shot should I do? Should I do this shot or this shot? And it's like, rather
Start
than just,
overthinking it.
yeah, I'm not in like that flow state of, I'm just so tense. So I'm hoping this training will unlock it a bit, but my mind is a very annoying place. She's not on my side a lot of the time. So
That's interesting though, isn't it? Because I feel like a lot of people or women, majority of the time it is your own self that you're battling, like
yeah,
99% of the time. Like even me, I feel like recently I've been going through this stage where I personally feel like I've been the most consistent I ever have like in my life, doing stuff every day, going to work. I get up at 5:30 to make sure that I can get to work an hour early to do content and everything goes like me
wow,
before I start work. Then I'll spend an hour on it afterwards because there's a lot that goes into the behind the scenes, like
yeah,
finding guests, emailing them, going back and forth, everything, on top of like personal content and everything like that. And then when I have a day off, I'm like, but you're not doing this, like you're not progressing, you're not this. And then I
yeah,
start to get into the mind of like, I'm not getting anywhere, I'm not this. And I'm like, actually, I've just done X, Y, and Z. And I even like,
yeah.
I don't think I've ever had a rest day now for like the past
Me
two,
neither.
like, I don't know what a rest day is, but I
Yeah,
feel like that internal side of things, like you're not doing enough or you're not this. I feel like being kind to yourself is so hard. Like,
it is.
I don't know. I would love to do it as well and like explore my mind because I'm recently going to start back therapy as well because
Oh
I've not
yeah.
had a therapist for probably like over a year. So in 2024, I started back therapy and I felt like it really helped. Not even because I was like, let's say, really depressed or anything like that. I feel like just mentally to get myself in the game.
Yeah,
But I feel like understanding your mind is such a tricky thing to like beat your mind. I feel like, I don't
yeah.
know, have you got any tips or anything else that you're kind of exploring?
That's so interesting that you do the visualization as well.
Yeah.
I've never had therapy, so I don't know how that is similar.
Mm-hmm.
But I think Yeah, I think I probably need to do more sessions before I can say like what works, what doesn't.
Yeah.
But I think one of my friends actually, he does play on the GB team, and he said something to me after one of my tournaments. I left and I was quite dejected because I'd lost, but I didn't play the way I know I can play, and it wasn't
Yeah.
even that the opposition were especially amazing. It was just that I just did not play well.
Perform, yeah.
I do not mind losing, as you know. I will still go back, put myself out there. But it's if I've lost and I've just played so badly. I
And you
think,
know that you can do
yeah.
more.
And I
Yeah.
know sometimes the opposition is a lot better, so they make you play badly. So I understand that as well. Again, I'm not deluded in that way. I'm not thinking I'm the best player ever, but it does upset me when I think, God, you really could have given so much more. Like that was your one time and you didn't take that opportunity.
Yeah.
But yeah, my friend, he said at the minute you're in a position where you have your job, you have your friends, your family. If you win, what changes? If you lose, what changes?
Interesting.
And I said, actually, that's so true. He said, look, enjoy the moment. You're getting to travel the world, see new places, meet new people, play paddle, which is what you love to do.
Yeah.
And you're getting your ranking, you're getting this, that. Like, take this as an opportunity to learn and be grateful. Not that I'm not grateful, but don't put that pressure on yourself. There's no pressure from anyone else apart from you. And I was like, that's so true, because he is under pressure to perform, and he has. So it's nice to hear from someone who has already gone through that process and is in it, to kind of give that other perspective, which has been nice. Sorry.
Do you feel like without that pressure though, do you feel like you would perform? Because I feel like sometimes you have to apply pressure to get something. So I feel like it's a really hard fine line of
It's a fine
finding
line.
the right amount of pressure. I'm just like, I don't know.
Yeah, definitely there's a fine line. And it's hard because you don't want to switch off completely. There's games I've played where we should have won convincingly, but you kind of switch off and then you feel a bit bad and you think, oh, well, I don't want to annihilate this person. And yeah, it's a fine line.
Whenever you have been, let's say, in a downward spiral, so let's say you've just lost a game
Yeah.
and you know that you could do better, and you go home obviously feeling a bit shit about it, you're in your mind about it, to
Yeah.
get back up to speed or to get back in the zone of like, actually I'm going to go back training, what's the process for you, or what do you kind of tell yourself to get back into the game and get yourself out of that shitty mood?
I think for me, it's just like training is that core, it's part of my routine.
Yeah.
So regardless of how I'm feeling,
Routine, that's a good
yeah,
word.
regardless of how I'm feeling, I'll do it anyway.
Yeah.
I turn up to training and some days I play so well and some days I play really badly, but it makes no difference really in the grand scheme of things. It's something I have to do. I have to go and do it. It's what I tell myself anyway. I speak to my coach a lot. He's really good. I speak to my parents. I'm really lucky that I've got a really good support system. And I know a lot
Yeah.
of people don't have that. So that's another thing I'm like super grateful for. I think just if I'm feeling pretty sad or pretty whatever, I just, again, say to myself, well, what a privilege it is to be able to travel and lose. What a privilege it is to come home and have your family to talk to about it. I think trying to be grateful for the things that I have in my life makes me just forget about that and get on with it, really.
Yeah. No, I love that. I think it is hard though, like everything that you're saying, but that I definitely agree with you. That support system is like make or break for a lot of people. So when you
Yeah.
do have that, I think it's really good. If you didn't have that support system, and let's just say someone watching this maybe don't have that support system, who could you say to kind of like reach out on or like lean
Yeah.
on a little bit to kind of bring you back up to life?
I mean, yeah, if it's in regards to like paddle players, I would say having a good coach and that relationship with your coach is like, they are like a second parent to you. Like my, one of my coaches in Spain, I call him Jose Padre because he's like he's like a dad.
A
Like if I
father to
win,
you,
yeah, if
yeah.
I win, I tell him. If I lose, I tell him. He's always so supportive. And obviously my coach in the UK, Ale, like I literally annoy him so much. I probably message him more than anyone. Like I'm always letting him know how I'm feeling, what I'm doing. Yeah, I think maybe, yeah, in regards to paddle, like having a good coach, good relationship. Also, the people you play with, your partners, it is quite hard because in paddle, people switch all the time. Not if you're at the top level, but you play a tournament and then your next tournament is with someone different. And it's like learning to play with them, learning how they play, if you play well together, if you have the same. I mean, luckily, I played a lot with people who all speak like English, but a lot of them are Spanish players, so they don't.
They can't really
Sometimes a
speak. Yeah.
conversation, is difficult. So there's so many factors, but I think, yeah, or maybe try therapy.
I think what I like about people that play sports is you can apply it to general life. So even if someone is watching this that isn't essentially into paddle, doesn't play paddle, I feel like there's many lessons that you can take from watching sport and
Yeah.
like fitness. I feel like it's the best kind of anything that you can get involved in because I feel like it's the biggest challenge that you'll ever do, if that makes sense. And I
Definitely.
feel like if there is anything that you'll do, like going to the gym or going anywhere, it's like the best mental challenge. I feel like nothing challenges you as much as like a physical sport or like
Yeah.
doing something in the gym. So I love it.
Yeah. I think, yeah, like you said, you can apply it to every day, and just having to problem solve, I feel
Because I
like,
think it is that mindset, isn't it?
yeah,
That problem solving mindset, which you can apply to anything, I think is the hardest thing, but it's the best thing. And I feel like you also get addicted. Like when I'm doing well, or if I'm doing this, or I'm back in the gym, like it becomes so addictive where you just love it.
yeah, definitely so addictive. All sport is just, I tried pickleball for the first time the other day.
You tried what?
Pickleball?
What is
Have you heard of it?
pickleball?
It's like massive in America.
No, I've never heard of
Oh, I
pickleball.
tried it, and I always thought, oh no, pickleball, no, no, no. Like I'm a paddle girly, no to pickleball.
Yeah.
I tried it and I was like, this is so fun. Don't get me wrong, it's not going to overtake paddle, but it was so fun. And
What is it? Like, I've never heard of that.
it's like you can set it up on a tennis court or a badminton court. It's like
Okay.
a short net, and you have like these little like rectangle-ish bats, and the ball is like really
Fucking love
light.
Americans. They
Yeah.
come up with all
Yeah.
different types of stuff,
Literally.
don't they?
And it's, I don't know. It's really weird though. There's like the court, and there's like a thing called a kitchen, and you can't go in the kitchen. And
Why is everything about
I
food
know,
as well?
yeah. Literally, the most
So
USA
it's literally like
thing.
just a little rectangle bat thing.
Yeah, it's like that, and then has a little handle. It's kind of like a beach ball like bat.
Okay.
Yeah, it was fun.
That's cool.
Maybe we have to try. We'll do a game of paddle and then a game of pickleball.
I think I'm just going to stick
Yeah.
to the paddle. I'm not going to push the boat out there too much.
Fair enough.
When it comes to paddle, me and Olivia have been in the talks of like trying to do like a collab of like a paddle event, which I think is going to
Yeah.
be really, really cool. And I think for Olivia, obviously, you just want to get as many women involved in paddle to try it, to like experience that community. But I feel
Yeah.
like that's where we kind of align, because I'm very big on that community element. Through sports, through fitness, like even if you're not there saying, you know, I want to be a gym baddie or whatever else, like just having that community element and just feeling good about yourself, I think it's really, really priceless. And also just getting to meet women and talk to women, I feel like is so, so nice. Like getting dressed up, going and doing something really cute. Like I think it will be so,
Yeah.
so nice. I'm looking forward to it.
I know, I'm so excited.
I know.
Girls, watch out.
We are going to be posting something probably same time as this comes out. I'm hoping
Okay.
that we can start like posting and speaking about the event. But I'm really, really looking forward to it, especially because it's going to be at the same time as like Girls Like Me second birthday, which is going to be really, really cute. I'm looking forward to it. But yeah, I think that's where we're going to leave the episode, Olivia. I've really enjoyed having a conversation with you and getting to
you.
understand your mind a little bit, and also about paddle. I'm actually so excited to play.
I'm
Like,
excited
I'm
for you
really,
to
really
play.
excited to play, because I'm the type of person as well, like just how you were saying, if you're like not the best at something, like, you know, that's why I'm like I'm not going to say I'm like an Olympian or like I'm the fittest person, but I feel like once I get into something, I'll really give it my all, and then I'm like, no, I've got to get better at this. And I'm a bit scared, especially since Leicester Paddle are opening. I feel like once we start doing this, I'm going to be like there all the time.
Honestly, you'll be addicted. I always give a disclaimer at the start of my events, and it's like, I have to tell you this, and you can leave now if you want, but after this session you will become addicted. Say goodbye to your friends, your family, your money, your time. It's just such an amazing sport. It's so fun. It's given me so much joy and passion in my life, and I really hope that other girls can experience that as well.
And I really hope that if there is anything that you take from this episode, girls, it is just to do that thing, to try that thing,
Yes.
to pursue it, even if you doubt yourself, even if you're having mental blockages or whatever it is, like you still have to push through all of that essentially and just keep going.
Yeah.
Last words for the girls?
I feel like you just said
Everything?
yeah.
Yeah.
Just keep going, keep your head up. You've got this.
All right, guys, we'll see you on the next episode. Bye.